Not cuts in salaries, which he should. Not firing half of them, which he should. But rather, the governor is simply demanding, how about this for reasonable and fair? We're going broke. We don't know how we're paying the bills. We can't fund the schools. How about you just don't take your 4% increase this year? And the union's response, go to hell. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem. Libertarians talk all day long about wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. That's peanuts. That's small change, ladies and gentlemen. What's bankrupting this country, and the biggest issue in front of this country, is the war between the private sector and the public sector that is plundering us bankrupt. Here's a little more you might want to know, how the situation is deteriorating. So New Jersey is even more bankrupt than New York. And so the new governor, Republican, Christie, has come out and said the same thing as the New York governor. I don't want to cut teachers, which he should. And I don't want to cut teachers' salaries, which he should, if he wants to avoid the disaster. I'm just going to cut your 4% increase this year in the middle of the Depression. The response from the union in New Jersey, as of yesterday, the headline in the New York Post, the union representative, the head union leader for Teachers New Jersey, sent out on Friday night an email that said, and I quote, "Let's all pray tonight for the death of the governor of New Jersey." Yeah, for the death of the governor of New Jersey. Let's hope it's his time to go. How about Nevada, where I live? We're trying to cut firefighter salaries. The average firefighter in Nevada, Las Vegas, makes $199,000 a year with a high school education. $199,000 a year, and then they retire. Here's how they retire. Same game they play in New York with the $240,000 firefighter. Let's say they're making $125,000. Not $199. Just use that as an example. And the last 3 years, their contract says, the last 3 years that they're a firefighter, if they work overtime day and night, they can get their salary up to $199. They're only making $125, but it's $199. Then they retire on 80% of their salary for the rest of their life. So even though their base was $125, they're now going to retire on, say, $175 for the rest of their lives. So in Nevada, we have a brave councilman who has stood up and saying the things that I'm saying. We can't allow this anymore. The city of Vegas will be bankrupt. And they went on the Facebook page, the newspaper in Vegas, and what did they find? A firefighter stating on the Facebook page, someone has got to get a gun and shoot that councilman. And they know the name of the firefighter, and they're going to be fired. This is what we're facing. How about Flint, Michigan? Anybody know the story of Flint? They tried to cut firefighter salaries, and suddenly there was arson in the city on the day they were laying off firefighters. And Flint's mayor called out to other suburbs and said, help us, buildings are on fire. And the other suburbs, their fire chief said, sorry, you're hurting our brothers in the fire department. We're not showing up to put the fires out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're facing. We called it in the Libertarian Party. My book, The Conscience of a Libertarian, has an entire chapter called Government Employees Gone Wild. And the entire chapter is about the things we can do that are reasonable and fair to change this all. Not once did I say, let's fire them all. Not once did I say, let's hurt them all. Not once did I not realize that firemen and policemen are heroes, and I said it in the book and said because they're heroes, they deserve more pay and better raises than any other government employee. But every time you criticize government employees, what happens? They say, oh, you don't like firemen and policemen. Well, how about a janitor? Let's use that example. Do you know that a government employee janitor over the course of his lifetime makes $500,000 to $600,000 more than a janitor that works in private industry? And you wonder why the country is going bankrupt. It's all crystallized right there in the news every day. Now, let's talk about what the antidote is for all these problems. Oh, one more I want to mention here. In my Vegas newspaper, we have a columnist named John Ralston, liberal as could be. And John Ralston heard that the state of Nevada was balancing their budget by taking money from the county and stealing it and giving it to the state. And that's how they balance the budget. So he put in his column, hey, that's theft. And I said, hey, John, how about when the state and the federal government takes it from us? That's not theft? That's what the progressive minds don't understand. If government takes it from one government to another, that's theft. If they steal it from us, that's fair. That's what we've got to fight every single day. We've got to give them examples that prove to them they're wrong. Let's talk about Michigan. Michigan's got the worst economy in the entire United States of America. Everybody knows that, right? Well, you know what's doing great in Michigan? The Hollywood film business. Because Michigan is the only state in America that gives you a 50% tax